find percents abandoned for magnesium 24 and magnesium 25, okay? What is this? Okay, so first in part is remember the percentage theory. So I'm gonna go slowly so that we can see. Percentage, that will be 100%, right? That is break into 3 pieces, okay? 3 pieces. This is 11%, which is the magnesium 26, okay? We don't know how much is the other 2, but based on our periodic table, let me see. Based on our periodic table, magnesium average mass is 24.31. So that means it's probably closest to 24. So probably this is gonna be Mg25, and then this is gonna be Mg26. I mean, sorry, 24. So far, so good? Any questions so far why I do this? Now, the thing with it is you don't know the percentage of each one. You do know that this is 11%, and I'm gonna call one of them as X. So this is gonna be X%. So what do you think this percent is gonna to be? Well, you can decide to use 11% and X as a 100 out of 100. Then you're gonna say 100 minus 11 minus X, right? But usually what we do is we do as, instead of the X out of 100, we use X as a decimal, right? So instead of, let's say, I don't know, like instead of 98%, we're gonna call it as 0.98. Does that make sense? So we're gonna do like that. So that's what I'm saying. So I'm gonna have to change it a little bit. So that means I'm gonna move over a little bit. That means, let's see, this is my X, right? This is my X. This is my 11, which is 0.1101. We'll get where I get this from. So that means this is out of 100, except remember, it's 1 minus, it's not 100. So 1 minus X minus 0.1101. You can do the math here. That way you don't have minus minus. So I'm gonna do 1 minus 0.1101. That's gonna be 0.8899. So that would be 0.8899 minus X. Okay, any question? Why I said that? Okay, so this is basically what's going on. So based off of this, now I can write it. Remember the story of finding average. Average mass is basically equal to mass of A times percent of A, right? Plus mass of B times percent of B, and then so on, right? If you have 3, you have 3, you have 4, you have 4. So let's go ahead and look. So we have Mg mass is 24.31. Everybody get it? It was, this Mg mass has come from the periodic table. Yeah. So what we get is you get average mass, and then you're gonna say equal to mass of A, which is, I'm just gonna say Mg24. So Mg24 is 23.985. And then we're just gonna say time X, because it's X percentage. And then plus Mg25, which is 24.986 time, this time I do need a parenthesis to keep it in track, because that's not really nice number. See that? Okay, I kind of run out of room. I'm gonna say another plus down there. Plus Mg26, which is 25.983 times 0.11. Okay, so time like this. I'm just afraid that your parenthesis and your time is gonna get yourself confused. Okay, let me rewrite this. Let me rewrite this to make it a little bit easier. Okay, 24.31. This is the average mass you find on the periodic table of Mg, equal to, this is the mass of Mg29. I mean 24, sorry. Oh my God, I got a new problem. Time X plus, I probably make it like bracket, and then 24.986, that will be MG25, time 0.8899 minus X. Again, guys, if you guys can't see me, I ask you to pin the screen instead of the, pin my video or my face instead of the share screen, because I think it's a little easier for you to see. Okay, 25.983, and then that will be multiplied by 0.1101. Okay, go ahead and do that. You got to do a lot of maths. Okay, so how was your math going? Hopefully good today. All right, so I'm going to do the math with you, because I think sometimes you guys are stuck on math, not the thing. Distributing property. So 24.9886 times 0.8899. Oh, wait, I have extra one more 8. I just realized 986. Yeah, that would be 22.235 minus, that would be still 24.986 x. All right, and then plus, I do need that one. So 25.983 times 0.1101, 2.8607. Okay, I'm gonna add these and then subtract it to this side. Okay, so I will get negative 0.78576, whatever that was, probably 77. We're gonna add these other two. Oh, by the way, your calculator have ability to save numbers, so you can save number in the calculator to do that, okay? 986, 23.985. So that, and then divided by my earlier number. So I'm gonna get X at this 0.78498, right? Or I can say 78 point, let's see how many suffix. 1, 2, 5 suffix. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I have them. Okay, something like that. Question?
Ms. Shaw, could you move up your page a bit?
Move up as in the earlier number?
To show the whole page.
The show what?
Could you show the whole page?
The whole page, yeah.
Thank you.
Now that make it a little bit smaller. And then you want to see the question, I can move it down so you can see the question. So question was just basically this. There is magnesium 24, 25, and 26, and this is their mass. And I give you one of the percentage and I ask for the rest of the percentage. That's pretty much the question. Okay. Any questions? Okay. Should I try to ask you guys to find ATM? I mean, not ATM, sorry, atoms. How many magnesium? 24 out there? All right, why not? Let's try to do it. Okay, notice we already have a percentage. Okay, that is if I only ask for magnesium 24. You are not done. You still have to find magnesium 25. All right, so magnesium 24 was 78.498%. Give me magnesium 25, please. Hopefully you guys know how to find out. You guys know how to find it? How to find magnesium 25. Again, there will be some rounding, which is fine. I will probably round it to 2 decimal just because the other one is 2 decimal. So I will probably round it to that at the end of the day. But yeah. Yep, there you go. So we should get, yep, that would be percentage of that. No, you forgot magnesium 26. Remember, it doesn't just have 24 and 25. There's also 26. There's magnesium 26 also, which I told you at the beginning that it was 11.01%. So don't forget that. Yep, there you go. Double is in detail. I will tell you that. The chemistry is only hard because of the detail. Okay, so I would probably round this as 78.50. Right, so there you go. Yeah. So make sure you are careful, paying attention to the questions. Okay. Now that I have all this, I can now ask you the question, right? So let's go ahead and review the atoms for a second. So I'm going to ask you to review for the atoms, right? So I'm going to say we have, I don't know, 662.5 grams of magnesium out there. Oops, sorry. And I'm interested in figuring out, I have this gram of naturally occurring, right, and I want to figure out the number of magnesium 25 atoms. Okay, got it? Okay, you're gonna help me set up here. You can always put it in the chat box or you can just say it, that's fine. We're gonna set up like this, okay? So what am I gonna write here? What am I gonna start with right here? Good. Usually the question, which is 62.5 gram of Mg. Okay. I don't want that. That's gonna go on the bottom. But what number am I gonna use? What mass am I gonna use? Anyone? The average, good. You gotta pick up the average. So do not use the other one. It's not 23. It's gonna be the average because we don't. I just see some kind of light flashes. I don't know what it is. The magnesium, we're gonna use the average. So you're gonna look in the periodic table. Yeah. So depending on where you're looking at a periodic table, you can get 24.305 or 24.31. I'm using this one, the green one. I mean, the yellow one. So I'm just gonna use that number. Okay, a little bit rounded, but if you look at the AP one, I think it's at 24.305. So either way, that's fine. I'm gonna use this one. This is a little bit less. And what is on the top? What is this number represents? That is gram per what? That is AMU, and AMU is the same thing as what? Gram per what? What's unit? Well, mole, good. Gram per mole, this is 1 mole of Mg. So this is naturally occurring 1 mole of Mg. So I need to convert it to mole of what I'm looking for. So that means what is the ratio for naturally occurring to the Mg25? Regular Mg to Mg25. What is the ratios? You know, you already get it on the, you just saw it in the previous question. That would be percentage of Mg25, right? Which we just did it right here. Yep. You're welcome to say 10.49 divided by 100, or you can say 0.1049 divided by 1. Okay, either one is fine. Yeah. So you can say 10.9, 10.49 and 100. Okay, you can say that, or you can say 1 and then you can say 0.1049. Okay, either one is fine for you to choose. You can use any one. Okay, yeah, you're not gonna see my really light pink one. It's right there. Yeah, okay, so now when you're done with this, what you're gonna do? We're not there yet. We're looking for atoms. So what you're gonna use? Moles to atoms. Remember I talk about it's like dozen. Avogadro, good. Anyone remember what Avogadro number is? 1 mole of anything is good. 6.022 times 10 to the 23rd, and then that will be the atom, okay? All right, so got it? How's this doing? Can we solve for it? Okay, so pretty much that's what it is. You're gonna multiply the top divided by bottom, and then you're gonna get your answer. Go ahead and try it to see if you can get the answer. Again, at this point, I don't mind so much with the rounding because like I said, the rounding is 1 point out of the whole things. I don't want you guys to focus on just one little thing and then lose, I don't know, like another 80% of the test, right? So right now, I want you guys to know the big concepts, how to do them, okay? In fact, like I said, I don't even focus on that much unless one student asks me. And I can tell you when I asked in class, I think there was only like maybe 2 times I actually do put that on the test to check. And it was a very clear question that you can tell. It's not ambiguous number. So, and then divided by, okay, what's the answer? What do we get? Good. 1.624 times 10 to the 23rd. Don't forget to write atom. And then again, let's say I'm gonna round it to 3 suffix, then 1.62. Okay. Okay. Yeah. My atoms doesn't look like it. But anyway, MG25, because I want to make sure. Okay, so using that question again, let's try to draw them. Ready? We're gonna draw percent abandon graph and then relative intensity graph. Okay, so we're gonna do isotope percent abandon graph versus relative intensity graph. So let's go ahead and start it. All right, this is the part where I think I lost you guys today. Percent abandon. Okay, bottom is always mass. We have only 3 of them, 24, 25, 26. So this is 24, 25, 26. Preferably equal spacing. Again, mine's not really equal spacing. Make it equal spacing, okay? And then this is AMU, or you can say mole, gram over mole. Okay, sometimes they do M/Z. That's because people use Z for the mass number, atomic mass. So that's what it is. So if you look at the periodic table, they call this top number as an N and then this bottom number as a Z. Don't know why, but that's what it is. So that's why sometimes they write is M/Z and then with the AMU, okay? So either one is fine. Okay, now what you do is we're gonna draw them. So we know all the number from earlier, right? Right here. 24 is 78.5%. This is 10%. This is 11%. Okay, let's try to draw them. So I'm gonna say, you know, this is 100. Let's just say that would be about 50. That would be about 75. So, right, so that would be about 75. Oops. So 78 is somewhere here, I would say. So something like that, okay? And you can label them if you want. 78.4, this is 50%, right? That's that. Okay, this is about 10 point, okay, so again, that would be about 25. So 10 is maybe somewhere here. So I'm gonna draw it like this. Okay, and then this is gonna be a little bit higher because it's 11. You know, a little bit higher. Again, my line aren't really equal, but that's okay. 10.49. You will have a ruler to use. Oh wait, actually I do have a ruler somewhere on my desk, but yeah. Okay, now is the problems. I'm gonna do percent intensity. Intensity. No, not percent, sorry, relative. Okay, 24, 25, 26. Still mass. So how we gonna draw this? Here's what it is. The highest one that you have in the earlier one, the most abandoned one, is gonna be 100%. So this is gonna be 100 intensity. Make sense? So most abandoned is gonna make 100% intensity. Okay, so that's what it is. So I'm gonna say this is 100. Somewhere there. See that? That's the first step. Now I'm gonna figure out this. I don't know these two. How would you do this? Well, this is where you kind of get into the math part, the equivalence stuff. So you can do part and whole and part. That's also work. So pretty much what it is this. This is now 100. How much is this little piece? Okay. Basically, this here is now your ratios, basically. So what you're gonna do is this. You're gonna say 10.49. I don't want that. That is gonna be equivalent to 78.50. And then that will be equal to 100 intensity. See that? This is a percent to intensity. That's a percent. See how it goes? So that's what it is. So then that will let us figure out what that is. Okay. So let me try to do the math really quick. 10.49 divided by 78.5. Then we're gonna be 100 times 100. So we're gonna get 13.36. So somewhere like that, 13.36. And then the other one, same thing, except you're gonna replace that with 11.01. So you're gonna get a little bit higher, which makes sense. That's gonna be 14.025. Okay, any questions? Now let's talk about part and whole. Let's say I give you this pictures. Okay, now I'm using the same thing. Now I'm asking different thing now. I give you this pictures and I said, find average atomic mass or average, yeah, atomic mass. Giving that picture. Okay. Anyone has an idea of what I'm talking about? Versus this picture, if I say find average atomic mass, same thing. Both pictures, I can ask you, find mass. How would you do this? Well, first of all, I'm gonna show you my screen first. I'm gonna share the screen first, yeah, and then we'll come back to it. So you might have to reprint it afterward. There. But take a look at this. You see our number is kind of close enough. 100 intensity, 12.66, which is 13.94, close enough. 13.94 is close to 14. 12.66, we got 13.36. Again, around there, right? The other one, percentage, you can see that. Okay, so let's say that. I give you that, and I want to figure out average mass. How would you do this, right? So let me stop sharing again. Okay, how would you do this? Let's talk about the first picture, this one. How would you find average mass from this picture? Percent abandoned. Anyone? Go ahead and put it in the chat box if you kind of figure out how to do it. I give you percentage, and I said find me average mass. Right, you know that you divided by total. That is kind of there. We just wrote it earlier. Do you remember? Average mass is equal to mass A times percentage, mass B times percentage, except, yeah, you make this as an average. You time it by the total, part divided by total, because when you do this, right, let's say you have 80%. Do you write 80%? You don't write 80%, right? What did you write? You write 0.80. Why? Because you do 80, which is a part, divided by 100. Okay, anyone got this part about what I'm saying? Okay, cool. I see thumb up, so that's good. All right, so what I'm saying is now we're gonna do this. Same idea, okay? So mass of each one, Ooh, I need to go back and bring it. Okay, I'm gonna write the mass underneath these, okay? This is 23.985, this is 24.986, and this is 25.983, okay? So these are mass, by the way. So how do you find the average? Again, same thing. AVG, average mass, is equal to mass of each one, which is 23.985. You're gonna multiply by this, which is, again, you can do 78.5 divided by 100, or you can do 0.785. You guys see that? Part over whole. I just did that. Okay. Plus 24.986 times 0.1049. And then plus 25.983 times 0.1101. Okay, any questions? And then you solve this, you get average mass. Okay, so let me just try this. You should come back close to 24.31. Ow. I said close because we have rounding earlier, and then we have rounding on these, so pretty much we're double rounding them. So your answer is gonna be a little bit off, but close enough, okay? Anyone has the answers? 785, 24.986. Okay, so that would be, so that would be what? 24.30998, so pretty much 24.31. See that? Do we got it? Thumb up? Oh, we don't get it? Okay, all right. Let's talk about this picture then. Okay, how do we do this picture? The same thing. The only difference is gonna be this. This part is gonna be different because we don't give you percentage, we give you this. So how do you write this? Okay, for this pictures, take a look at what I'm gonna write. 23.985, right? Instead of time by 0.785, we're timing by 100. Okay, and then we're dividing by this plus this plus this. See how it go? And I'm literally doing the same thing to the rest of the number. This one's 13. Okay, ignore my sloppy handwriting. Yeah, I haven't write for a while now, so it's definitely feel a little bit funny. Because everything is in computer, right? So yeah, that's something else too. I want you guys to practice note-taking and writing because it's helpful. All right, now this is where I kind of need you guys to do math. You kind of remember, if I have everything is dividing and there's plus in between them, I can make them divided at the end. You guys know what I'm talking about? So instead of doing this, I can do this. And then on the top is you guys see that? Okay, if you've done this correctly, you should end up getting 24.31 again. All right, so that's what I was trying to talk about it today. Is there any question about what's going on? Okay, let me know if I lost you somewhere. Okay, or try calculating it. And let me know in the chat box what's going on. Let me answer one of your friends' message first, and then I'll come back and talk to you guys. Okay, any questions, guys? Again, there are only 4 of you guys, so you gotta give me some kind of sign. Hold on, I'm calculating. Oh, we got it? Okay, no questions? Okay. So are we good with the today's setup and everything? So that's all I was kind of talking about today. So it was part over whole because of this. This is the percentage part. And then this is the part that I think people get stuck on. So occasionally they will give you this related intensity. Sometimes they give you the number of each element. I don't know why they do that, but sometimes they will give you number of each element instead of giving you percentage. So they were kind of did like a little bit strange thing. You just have to figure out if it not total is not out of 100, you got to make it out of 100 like this, part over whole, part over whole. Okay. All right, questions, no questions? If there's no questions, I'm just gonna end that and see you guys tomorrow. All right. So hopefully that makes sense. Yeah. Okay. All right. The unit for this, yes, AMU. Yep, because it's a mass. Average mass is AMU, or you can say gram over mole.